fault. Sorry, guys. Welcome. It's Roger Slingerman, Executive Director for UCP Plus Central California. I'm here for a weekly update for our renovation for our building here on 2044 East Nees Avenue here in Fresno, California. And we're excited because every day something new is happening. Every day we're getting closer to the finish line, which we are looking to complete our project by the end of December here in 2025, or a move-in date of February of 2026. So exciting times. I'm not jinxing the schedule, but I hope we can get in that. And I'll tell you, the contractors and the people on this project are staying on task and getting things done. And it's little by little, it's room by room, and it's really an exciting time for us in that respect. We're standing in right now one of our, which will be offices for our transportation department and for our operations. And you can see in here, this wall is getting new ceiling, all new electrical. It also has some piping in here that's for the facility, but it's all being the walls being resurfaced. We'll get paint in here, we'll get new furniture, and also we have our ITs set up in this back room here, which is kind of neat because it controls all of our internet throughout the entire facility and throughout the entire campus. So we have multiple rooms on the facility that have all the wires that handle all the data, handle all the audio and visuals that we'll have in the facility from that perspective. So again, pretty neat. The electricals are hooked up into the rooms. As we walk into somebody's room, this is we're walking into this is the staff lounge. So these are staff lockers, future staff lockers. As you can see, we've got new doors going on the facility. These are all 4.0 doors, so the width of them are 4 foot. Now you really can see it throughout the opening. This is one of our restrooms that's in our facility. It'll have a toilet and a sink and typical restrooms from that perspective. And you can see all the colors as you walk around the facility as they'll come together to show, the value of our program, the colors of our program, what we came up with for the facility. This is a staff lounge. It'll have a staff area for refrigerator. You can see the cabinet here for your microwave and your toaster oven, and for a refrigerator. We'll also have a sink. We'll also have some area. Here we'll have some machines for some convenience items, as well as we'll have over at our coffee shop eventually, we'll have a convenience area for that as well. So, a place where they can come eat and be from and do that from that standpoint. Yes, the nice lady in the back.
What kind of coffee will you serve?
There's only one coffee we'll serve at this point. That's Rare Earth Coffee. That's a local sponsor of ours, Rare Earth. They also own the day and night stores here in the community. Been a long time sponsor. Some of the owners of the day and night and Rare Earth used to own Johnny Quick's, and now they own these facilities, and they're a big sponsor from us. They've been a big supporter for 25 plus years. So we thank them. There's a lot of sponsors throughout the day and throughout the years that we'll thank, and without them and without their vision and help, none of this would happen. Just like the 24 subcontractors that are on site now, we feel like they'll all be partners. They're all having an impact on people's lives with disabilities. We'll have, at one point, we'll service well over 500,000 service hours to students with disabilities, and what an exciting time. We do about 250 to 300,000 plus service hours at this time, and this will give us opportunity for growth, going from maybe 120 students in our adult program on Ashland and Cedar now to over 200 here within the next 3 to 5 years. So it's all about the future. It's all about the back vision and moving it forward. So I'm just here. They hired me. I think it's just so they needed somebody to fill the name and sign their name a lot, and have the responsibility for making it all happen. So it's an exciting time for all of us, and it's an exciting time for not just me, but also for our staff, for our students, most importantly, but also the vision of people that had it for many, many years. So that's exciting.
Roger,
Yes, ma'am.
if somebody wanted to learn more or to donate to this project, what website would they go to?
They would go to the UCPCC.org website. Yeah, they would go to that website. Yes, and they're also going to find out at that point could go to the youholdthekeys.org website. There's 2 different websites. One is specific to the building. If you wanted to give and want to put your name on a room, or you want to be a founders club, or eventually be a key holder, you can go to that site, or you can go to a regular website. You can also find the You Hold the Keys connection to that site as well. If you want a one-click go to youholdthekeys.org. That's our theme. It's unlocking potential. It's opening doors for a brighter future for persons with disabilities. And we've got a lot of doors in this facility to be able to do that. There's more than 51 of them. So that's an exciting time. And everyone gives them an opportunity for a better life, better quality of programs that we're going to offer here in this community, and something very unique. And as we walk out, you're walking through another 4.0 door. It's kind of neat. We're seeing the doors go into the frames. Next thing you know, you see the hardware, the lighting in the rooms when you walk in. As we walk into this section of our building, we've got the UCP Plus. I call it our ADA Plus area, which is because of our changing rooms. We have on each one of the changing rooms, we'll see you have a toilet, you have a changing table, you're going to have a lift. It's an opportunity for there. And the exciting part is they're starting to put the doors on. So if you walk in here, we can walk into this room, toilets in place, you got your sinks, cabinetry work in place, and then the sinks will actually go in with all the hardware. It looks like it's got the toilet, and it's even got water in it. I wonder how clean this is. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, at this point, you've got each of the changing rooms will be specific to be able to get people out of wheelchairs to do basic care needs. It also gives an opportunity for restrooms. There are 12 restrooms on this side, 13 on the other side that will be considered changing rooms. 2 of them on this side are very unique because they have showers in them as well from that perspective. So you can walk through and you can see the sliding doors that'll be on each of the rooms. We're very protective because of wheelchairs at the bottom, the tiles that'll be there from that standpoint. But these are cool. These 2 rooms here have the showers. Again, toilet, sinks, plumbing, ceilings. Everything in this, what we're standing in, was basically 2 or 3 offices at one point, or 2 or 3 storage areas. It is now 12 changing rooms for people with disabilities to get basic care needs done. And it'll make it smoother, faster, cleaner. It gives us an opportunity in the evenings and weekends too, when we hold other function, other events here, whether it's for us sole purpose use or for the community's sole purpose use. It allows people to get in here and have changes so they could stay. For example, Super Bowl, a long day, right? Well, at that point, halfway through, people might want basic care changes. Well, most facilities don't have that. We'll be able to have the Super Bowl watch. They can come in and get changed and come back and enjoy the game. St. Patrick's Day, any kind of holiday, any kind of function, any kind of wedding, any kind of fundraising event. We're going to work with people in the community in addition to some of the things that we'll do, and that we'll work with other programs with people with disabilities that will do combined efforts. Because it's all about the integration and inclusion of people with and without disabilities here in the community. And I think everybody that's ever worked with a person with disabilities, and they talk about abilities and disabilities, and they talk about how everybody's different, the diversity of what we do and provide services for is beyond, you know, the scope of what things are in the real world. And everybody, the barriers get broken down when we walk into the UCP Plus facility here on Cedar Avenue. We're actually on the knees, 2044 knees, as a matter of fact. As we walk in through here, you can see this room is really, if you think the tile, it's all new. You got backsplash. I mean, it's first class, it's high end. We get in the showers. I mean, actually the hardware is in for the shower, at least for the hot and cold. Next thing you know, you'll have the shower piece and a hand nozzle. I'm assuming that's why they built it this way, because it's for handicap purposes. And at that point, you know, we'll have some events here in this facility, maybe yoga, maybe a few things for people with disabilities, and they can come and utilize the showers as well. Yes, ma'am.
Can I get a photo of you really close to the toilet?
You want me
Smile?
close to the toilet? I don't know if that's
the
a...
toilet came in, right?
Well, actually, Fresno Plumbing has been our contractor, and they did our bid, and they've done the whole process. They've been awesome, and you know, every time you come in, you got plumbing that had to go through the walls, through the ceilings, and yeah, these toilets came in this week, and they've been all installed. All the hardware is getting put in that respect. You want me to smile while I'm in a bathroom? But you know, hey, yeah, I guess, you know, this is a place that makes you feel better, right? So you can get out and enjoy the rest of your day in your facility, and that's what we'll do. So no, it's an exciting time, and you know, I can get excited over a toilet, a urinal. It doesn't matter for me. It makes it really simple in that respect. But you know, it's just like the cabinetries and the walls. This is a storage area, all necessary for the facility as we move forward. Yes, you have a question?
We do have a question from John D. He said, is the building sprinklered and fire alarm?
Yes, if you look up, you can actually see the fire system that's being put in place now. Up above all the ceiling tiles, in order for any of that to be put in, the tiles and the finish up and the T-bar, you have to have the sprinkler system in place. It all has to be inspected. It all has to be working condition, and that's where we're at. So this area here has you got your fire exits, you've got your emergency lights, you got another exit fire here. You'll start to see, when you start to see ceiling going in on one of our updates, John will be able to show you that this room's ready to go. And you can see the fire exit signs are up on the walls. So they're really close to doing that in this respect. So, yeah. Thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. Yeah. And as we go, this is the guy that keeps it all together. This is Jeff from GL Bruno, our main contractor, and he's the guru. He knows everything.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I figured that out on the call today, but he keeps me in line, right? Yeah, I know, but it's the work of a lot of people over the last 5 to 7 years that we've put in this project together. And bottom line is that. Hey guys. Yeah.
It tears to your eyes, doesn't it?
It does. I think they hired me for my emotional, but it's the pieces that are coming together, and I always tell people too, when crying's not always a bad thing, right? This is not. So here, where's that? I got to stick that knife in my leg. There I go. That helps me, right? Then I start thinking about other things, right? Making it lighthearted and laughter, because that's who I am. But
It's a dream come true.
Yep. For many of thousands of people, whether it was a student here, whether it was a staff here, whether it was a board member, whether it was somebody that in 1954 when we were established had the thought that what people with cerebral palsy at that time would do, now we've added the plus because that represents the other disabilities, all intellectual and developmental disabilities that we provide the services for. That's really about 90 to 95% of what we actually provide services for. It could be a misnomer down the road, the CP, but CP started it. We want to be part of what we always do. The plus represents the other disabilities and what we do and who we provide services for. And it's an exciting thing, from working on our adult program to our children's program, from baby clinics to early intervention, to working with people with disabilities in the community, to teaching them job skills, to giving them a better quality of life. And that's what we've done, from families to parents to siblings to the people with disabilities as well. So as they say, at a loss. So this is an area too that we walked through. This is a fire exit that was added. So there's some things in this facility in order for us to meet code and standard that we had to have, and it had to do with fire codes. And as a friend of mine says, you love to say the word sheetrock, and I said, yeah. And so true, but it's 2 layers of sheetrock that's on these exits for fire purposes, which means 2 hours of fire coverage versus 1. Hence you can see exit signs in fire. You can see wiring in this room where all the wires are run through a system. It's very elaborate throughout the entire facility, from the electrical company, which is Sebastian, who's amazing, and then you've got your fire company. You've got your people that do the texturing of the wall. You've got your painting companies. You've got your flooring companies. You've got your tile company. You've got your painters. It's just amazing the gamut of things that are going on. So it's cool, though. I'm going to take you out here to the main purpose room. So I'm getting in these hallways. I'm getting claustrophobic. Not really, but yeah. It's this is a big multi-purpose room from that standpoint. Yes.
So we do have one more comment from John. He said, is this all one level? And don't forget the Braille tactical signs on all the doors.
Yeah, we will do that, John. That's one of the goals. Thank you for that. It's all part of the process. We'll have to get licensed in order to do certain things. So all of that is in process, and you got about 3 or 4 months that'll get taken care of. This is not all one level. Most of it is one level. We have an elevator that went into this facility. It was put in, there was no elevator here, so we do have a second floor, which is administrative offices, but it also has on the second floor a lighting and sound room that will operate the entire facility for sound, lighting, TV monitoring for all the rooms, those type of things. So good questions, and everybody, please make sure when we do this, we're doing it right. So make sure if there's any questions or any concerns or anything we may have, feel free to give us a call at area code 559-221-8272. One of us at the office, mine extension's 105. Feel free to contact me and we can gather that information, or you can email at info@ucpcc.org, and at that point too, we can get your information monitored and checked out over the years. We want you to be part of the excitement, not necessarily like we didn't do this or we didn't do that. That's not what it's about. There's a lot of things we've already fixed. There's a lot of things that we in the process that have maybe even cost more money, or funding sources have changed. Our goal was to do it all right, to do it ADA plus, to do the extra things, the wider doors, mating all the codes of the city, and being in a community that we really want the community to come to our facility, see what our students do, have an area where we have artwork and we have all the things that the students do, pottery and all that kind of stuff. As we do, gather for a dance, or gather for meetings, or gather for just to be here socially, to do a taco truck night out in the parking lot, to have music out in our plaza area or inside here in this multi-purpose room with our stage. We got painters that are coming in here, and making it our colors, making it our own, right? This was the Well Church. They were great people. They're a great company. They moved three miles down the road. Very supportive of what we do, and we've repurposed their facility for this purpose. And I'll tell you, that's the cool thing when we get people from them that have been to this church and they come through here and they go, "Wow, you're making the best use of the space you can for what you were given." And that was the vision of our architects, Tony Ping and Ron. We thank you for you guys, what you've been doing for this entire time. The contractors, we also thank Facilities Design, who help with this, with the doors, with all the things that we need to be ADA, from our bathrooms to our doors to the everything that we need to do, from fire exits and whatnot. You can see in this facility what it's coming. They started to texture the walls. That means the painters are coming in. That means they'll end up finishing this room here at a time frame. New lighting is going in. New systems for our speakers. Some of the stage was cut back for purpose of use so we can have more people in the room. And then on the far end of this room, we've got a dining area and a meeting area that people from the outside public can come and meet with our students. We also have a teaching kitchen out there that has uniqueness to it, of people with disabilities without being able to work together to learn teaching them kitchen skills, how to use your sinks, how to use your dishwasher, stove, oven, prep work, getting ready for food. We'll have a student store that we would do once a week, if not every day, down in this purpose. Students will prepare food, help with the food. They prepare for the staff, students, from all that perspective. So it's amazing what things have happened in this time frame, and it's amazing where we're headed from that standpoint. We're going to walk down. I'm going to show you the new entrance to the new facility. We'll walk down and show you the elevator. From that standpoint, we won't go upstairs, but upstairs as a matter of 6 offices. On this one corner, though, you can't see it now, but that's a restroom. So we actually have a restroom on the second floor because we did not have one at one point. And that's very needable on that. When you have 6 staff all the time up there, maybe even 7 or 8, you're going to need it. So some storage area for our tables and chairs for when we have events here at the facility. Watch your step. That's interesting. Oh, those are for the stanchions, yeah. So this will have, I'm going to make point to this real quick, because if you look down, there's a piece of wood on the floor. These are holes that have to be built for stanchions, because this has to have a clear path of exit for fire. So this area, you can't put tables and chairs, anything in that area. It has to be clear path of exit. This is a main entrance to the facility, but it's not a fire exit. Fire exits will be on either side of the facility. I feel like an airplane. You got 2 over on that left side. You've got 1 here on the right from that perspective. If you're in another part of the building, you will utilize the fire exits of that. But if you're in this main room, those are your 3 fire exits in that respect. So It's an educational piece. It's different. If you've ever been to this facility, it had a different entrance, different whole area. You got your lobby in here. You got your reception area. You're going to also have a area with our student artwork and student store and things that'll be for sale to the community, from our artwork to our pottery to our friends that have an olive oil company that have donated it, to our rare earth coffee, to UCP swag. We're going to have it all in this facility, so it'll be part of what we do, and we want to showcase what our students do, and it'll be usable things you can use in your home as well. You have a question? You always do. Let's go see the teaching kitchen. Yeah, let's go see. We'll stop by the elevator, and then we'll go to the teaching kitchen. So, yeah, very interesting with the stanchions and the clear path of exits. So if you come down here, this is, you'll have your doorway to your elevator. John, you asked if it was more than one level. Takes you to the second level. It's only 2 levels. You can see above me that a floor was built in to connect the hallway upstairs because there wasn't one here at one point. So this was an added area all the way up through to the second floor. You've got your workroom here for your elevator that has all the power, all electricity. This generates that through electronics to run the elevator up and down to the second floor. You can see they're finishing up sheetrock, covering up electricity. You've got your hallways, a couple more staff rooms, a board room and meeting room for families and ISPs and those type of things. And yep, and we come out here, IEPs. So this is an eating area. That's a commercial kitchen. What I just walked under is a 24-foot fire door that will close when there's a fire, but it'll stay open so you get the openness of the 2 rooms. It'll also be an area where it goes out to our patio, and if you notice, they're boarded up right now. They just took out the old doors. The new doors or frames are coming in. They're going to frame them. So it's really cool because just like the windows, they've just been added in the last couple weeks. The brightness it's opening to our facility, it already makes you feel like we're getting ready to open, and that's just that it is leading us into the future. The uniqueness about this room here, I would say there's 4 or 5 areas in our facility that's very unique, and one of them is this. But you want to go here first? So we'll go out here. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just open it from this side. So when you come in here, it's a teaching kitchen, and you can see all the cabinetry. Now there's no light. The doors are closed. Yeah, the doors all boarded up. So yeah, so you can see all the cabinets. You can see kind of where your microwave and your ovens are going to go, and you can see it, and you can see the difference in heights. You can see how there's angles here, so that people with wheelchairs can roll up underneath. You're going to have you can roll up under this area. It's on an angle, so the wheelchairs can get up and use this as a sink. We'll also have an island in here for chopping and prep purposes. You got your sink for your and your stove. You got your stove and your sink. You can see the plumbing, where the things are going to go. And again, this here has the access so a wheelchair can get up and utilize it at a lower height. Got 2 refrigerators, 2 washers and dryer, 2 washers, excuse me. 2, I just went blank. Dishwashers, that's the word, thank you. I don't know why I'm blank. 2 sinks, 2 microwaves, 2 ovens, 2 stoves, in addition to all your other stuff. So again, very unique to what we do. You'll have your eating area out here so they can serve students, serve staff, serve community at one point. And it's also an area down the road if we have other people want to come utilize the facilities in evenings, weekends. It's an opportunity for them to utilize our facilities in that respect. So a lot of places for monitors on the walls. To me, there was a couple areas in this facility that were boarded up because of the way the structure of the building was, and now they're windows. It just brings you that much brightness in here, though. At 6 o'clock in the evening when the sun starts going down, it's probably a little hot in this room, but that's all right. Yeah.
We do have a comment from John. He said that he is a fire marshal and does fire inspections, and he loves the channel. He did make a recommendation of mag holders on any fire doors that may be propped open. He said, I always come across that issue after the fact. The tenants always want to leave the doors open.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're right. So I appreciate that, John. Then, so we'll actually make note of that so we can get that to our inspector, because we want to be ahead of the game. We don't want to have to come in and we got to do that. We got to do that. So we want to make sure that's done now. So we can recommend that to the that it's done with the door companies as well as the contractor and all that. So thank you, John, for that. Really appreciate it. And I'm not saying it's not in there right now because it could be, but my list is this long of things that we're still working on and getting tidied up. But hopefully by December, John, that will be all taken care of. So that's cool.
Thank you, John. We appreciate
Yeah.
your engagement and your recommendations.
Yeah, I want to show you the patio area and the fencing, and just gives you outside space. It gives you more room. Even though this is a 40,000 square foot facility, you start breaking it up into rooms, you fill it up fast. This allows for outdoor activities, outdoor things that can go on, as well. It gives you access for students to be able to come out here. It also is protective. The fencing has actually got a little adjustments to make. It also protects it's tied into the fencing and gates for our buses that will protect our facility. That'll be automatic gates. We have 3 on this side for entrance purposes, and 1 exit on the far side and 1 exit on this side as well. So you can see all this is new patio that's been poured and all that. We'll finish it up with some landscaping around the facility, out past the hedges, all the way to the street. We want it to be UCP plus Central California's own building. We don't want anybody to walk by, oh, that used to be the well, that used to be this, that used to be that. No. One day we're going to say, wow, that's UCP Plus's facility, and look what they're doing. And that's where we're at. And in a great way, it's an exciting time for us. And again, the vision of people that we still got a board member that's been on our board from the beginning. I won't mention her age; she doesn't like that. But the bottom line is that it's been her vision and her family, and about 10 or so other families and people from the 50s to the 60s to telethons in the 70s and 80s to people of the 90s, and many executive directors who've come through here. And yeah. I don't need tissue yet, but it's sorry that gets so emotional, but it's a good feeling because I start thinking about the people that I've met, even in the 9 years I've been here, and the growth we've had. And we've got staff members that have been here 30 some years, and we've got students been here that long. We've had students that that lived in their 80s, that we're doing the facility for. They're no longer here, but it's for them too. It's a good thing. All right, so let's we can go over and check a couple more things out. Or are we almost done? But the outside, the parking lot's kind of redone. There was 415 parking spaces. We'll be down less because of parking for buses. We'll have over 40 buses that'll get parked here with vehicles that we use to transport people into the community as well, which is huge. I mean, we started 9 years ago with about 8 or 9 buses. And now we move around about 90% of our population when we used to only do about 5 to 10%, and gives us opportunities for not only taking them to and from facility every day, but also then going out in the community during the day and experiencing Fresno, Clovis, all the surrounding counties and what they do. Because it's not about just being in a building every day; it's about being in the community all the time. And our people with disabilities don't get the opportunities that everybody else has, and that's what we're creating for them. I mentioned earlier, like even abilities and disabilities, and you do all that. We're all created differently, and we all want to make sure everybody has a great opportunity. And here at UCP Plus Central California, that's what we're here to do. And again, if you ever want to donate, you ever want to see more, you want to come do a tour, please feel free to give us a call at 559-221-8272. Also, feel free to go on to our website at UCPCC.org, or you can go to the youholdthekeys.org website if you really want to find out more about how donating to this facility can help you and your legacy and putting your name on this facility down the road. And it takes that. We have naming rights for each of the rooms, for anything we can figure out, from our fencing to our parking to our rooms, each of the rooms that we'll have. And we've had about a dozen or 15 or so donors to this point, and we've raised quite a bit of money, but we're still far away from our final goal. And that's always part of this, is the future and what it'll be. We're going to be moving here in February next year, no matter what happens, and that's where we're at. And we're excited about that, and the growth from the program, the students that we have now to the new people that will come, the new staff. We'll add 30 probably within the first year or so. I think we'll add 30 staff, which kind of helps the community in that respect as well. And if it's not for our staff, we don't have the students getting the opportunities and the programs that they do. So I consider them our angels, that's for sure. So if you have any more questions, does John have any more questions? I appreciate that. But it's what is today? August 13th, right? So we'll be back here in about a couple weeks or a month, and we'll figure it out from there. But by then we'll have a lot more done. Hopefully doors will be in and glass, and the light will be shining through, and flooring, and eventually we'll have the equipment, the desks, the furniture. It's all coming. It's as they say in Major League, it's starting to come together. Pepper, starting to come together.